Welcome to Raptor Farm, South Africa's original short-form video incubator. We love to tell stories and would love to hear yours too. And in today's show, we're going to show you how. From sport to events, people and places, this is the home for short-form content. Still not quite sure? Keep watching. This is Raptor Farm. First off, we catch up with the African Solar Drive. Then we attend a Graffiti Workshop in West Dean. Later, we hit the streets on the 947 Cycle Challenge. And finally, another installment of Sugar Rush kicks off the weekend. All this and more coming to you in the next half hour. Hi guys, my name is Alan John. Welcome to Raptor Farm. Do you have a story you'd like to share with South Africa? Then you're in the right place. Get it down on video. It can be a profile on your favorite artist, a story on your favorite sport in Joburg. I mean, it's holiday season. Strap on your GoPro, grab your phone and share your adventure with us. Think of it, your video could be featured on the very next episode. But before we start, let me tell you where to send your video. Go to www.raptorfarm.com and there you can see all the videos we have so far and interact with any of the Raptors and find out how you can become a Raptor yourself. First up, we have day 11 of the African Solar Drive. The team is making some good progress and they're near the end of their journey. Let's see how they're getting along.
Day 11 of the African Solar Drive saw the UJ Solar team rise in the town of Kang. After some tough times in Namibia, the team hoped for the best as they continued to cross Botswana. The team opted for an early start as they had a long journey ahead of them, traveling to Gaborone, the nation's capital. Warren Herter, Project and Tech Manager, gave us retrospective insight into the team's progress over the day.
So day 11 has arrived. We've achieved quite a bit today. We managed to get a lot of driving in. What was interesting about today is we had two new drivers in the car. They were driving for the first time. We had Munya and Dirk. We were cruising at about 65 k's an hour. We got about 247 kilometers in, so we were quite proud about that. It is quite a challenge putting new drivers into the vehicle because it is quite a risk. It is an expensive car after all, and there's a lot that they need to be aware of in terms of traffic and how to drive the car, what to look out for. But we take it very slow. We set the car to a maximum speed of between 50 and 60 k's an hour, and that's where they stick, and we make sure that everything is out the way as they're driving. We give them a full briefing beforehand on what they need to look out for, how they need to drive the car, and if there's any problems, what they need to do.
With the team clocking some much needed kilometers, the mood amongst the team members was refreshingly positive. Warren continues to explain how the road conditions posed some interesting challenges for Ilanga too.
We had to go over some cattle grids as well, which was quite a unique thing for the car, and the car took a nice shock when we hit it.
With a lot more distance to cover, the team crossed paths with another race, making for an interesting spectacle for all who were there.
So we passed through a massive crowd for a 1,000-kilometer desert rally that we're having in Botswana. That was nerve-wracking, that's all I can say. We had a massive crowd, a lot of people drinking on the side of the road, and we passed through there with the solar car, so we just kept moving. We just made sure we passed through. But we attracted a lot of attention through that route. We had a lot of guys looking at the car going, wow, what is that? They're expecting to see desert rally cars, and next thing we come through with a little solar car. We really surprised them, which is nice. That's what we do. That's what we have to do. Eventually, just outside one of the towns, we packed it up because there was a bit too much traffic and we came to camp. So, all in all, a really good day considering that we were out of it a while ago. So training the new guys, having Dave and myself here, it's worked out definitely from Dave's side as well. Having some experience working with the new guys, showing them what needs to be done. Again, it's also been great that we haven't had to get stuck in ourselves and work through the night to fix things. We could just point out what is wrong and get them to work towards getting something complete. So we've racked up about 1,039 kilometers on the route. Of course, we were hoping to do more, but breakdowns always slow us down, but we're quite proud of that. It's a real achievement for a brand new team and a car that's got so many changes in it. So we're chuffed with what we've achieved, and we're just going to keep pushing forward.
Job well done to the UJ Solar car team. After some major issues in Namibia, the car seems to be doing quite well in Botswana. Here's to hoping their final leg of their journey is a success. Now guys, be sure to subscribe to Raptor Farm on YouTube. Here you'll be able to see all our Raptor videos in customized playlists. Help us expand our reach by liking and sharing your favorite videos. Send us your feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Recently, we showed you how the community of West Dean has embraced the street art form of graffiti. This past weekend, they went a step further by hosting a workshop where they were teaching people on how graffiti can actually bring positivity to people's lives.
The West Dean Graffiti Project recently embarked on a new initiative to use the often misunderstood medium as a form of educating underprivileged youths.
Well, today is an extension of the West Dean Graffiti Project, and we're putting together a little project where we're going to start educating some of the kids, allowing them to come learn, actually do some sketches themselves, and then do a bit of painting themselves, get to use some cans. If one kid goes away with a bit of knowledge about graffiti and he might be artistically inclined, and this spurs him on to do something more, it's a win.
The class was hosted by local artist Tower the Talking Vandal, most recently assigned to an installation piece for Africa Burn. He happily shared his love and knowledge of graffiti with the children.
As an artist, as a graffiti artist in the community for the last 15 years, I kind of realized how my intentions have changed. And part of that is is figuring out that I love to share my passion with the youth of South Africa. And today we hosted a workshop at the West Dean Rec Centre with some kids from Lala and Jay. I think there are certain preconceptions about graffiti in the community. And what I try and do and what I try and teach the kids is that it's not about destroying, it's about creating. It's about respecting your fellow artist and about respecting your environment. So besides just teaching them how to use a spray can, I also try and teach them sort of the positive values that I've learned as a graffiti artist.
After a short lesson on drawing and planning, the kids were off to the court, where they would practice their newfound skills.
The community of which they come from is not exactly child friendly. So there's a lot of drugs that are being passed around the area, and a lot of kids are not exactly applied into schools and stuff like that. This also will actually give them a larger, broader perspective on life, on how life is also important. You can actually do something for a living while having fun with it and stuff like that. And it also gives them a sense of responsibility, and it also educates them in different ways of life.
I've got a bunch of workshops in December, so that's what I'm pushing at the moment, is just trying to get to as many kids as possible and adults. So who's ever interested in any sort of workshop for kids, for adults, for companies, they can contact me, The Talking Vandal on Facebook. The kids work together and they created an awesome piece of artwork. They work together as a team and they created something. If you look at the other board, you'll see there, they just were let loose with spray cans and obviously made scribbles. But I feel that if you explain to kids properly what to do and how to think, they create awesome art. And that's what I'm trying to teach the kids. It's that it's not just about spray painting your name, it's also about creating art.
Be excited!
Great stuff, I must say. I mean, these guys are really creative. It's really cool to see them sharing their passion and helping others understand this creative form of art. Now guys, don't forget to go on our Facebook page where you can voice out your opinion on what you'd like to see on Raptor Farm. Here you can also drop us a message and find out what it takes to become a Raptor yourself. Next up, we have another video from Amanda at Evolution. She explains to us how she uses her fans as a major influence in the design of her products. This should be interesting.
Evolution's latest range, Legrave's ferns, were discovered while researching the botanical history of South Africa. Thomas Legrave, a retired lieutenant colonel from England, created this rare collection of fern photograms in 1860. Legrave collected these ferns from both fresh and dried specimens from his own collection and some from his friend Dr. Papa's herbarium.
SANBI was created to be the custodian of the biodiversity of South Africa, so that is the whole biological life. SANBI libraries look after the rare collection of books and articles and journals, because this is a starting point for all research. To show that, an old thing, nearly 200 years old, can actually be relevant today. And that is what I want people to understand this library is able to give. After we did the exhibition with Standard Bank last year, I got the call from a very, very exciting woman. And we set up an appointment. The first one, I think we felt each other out, and I sort of started getting an idea. And when she left, I spoke to a lot of people in the herbarium, but I don't think anybody really understood what you were looking. But when you came the second time, and you started using words I could understand. But I was getting desperate because we couldn't find anything. And then went into this safe and schlepped this little stool and decided I've never taken this big book down right at the top of the safe. I can remember when I actually opened it and I saw this, I knew this was the book you were looking for. Instead of spending an hour, spend most of the day. As you can see, I get very emotional about these books.
This Raptor Farm wanted us to create a beautiful reflection of Begrave's work. So we are now developing some new base cloths to utilize South African produced linen yarns. Non-toxic pigment printing is done on a large scale to create the best possible visual impact. These panels are used as wall art. Our embroidery techniques give texture and depth to our linen products. We utilize factories in both Cape Town and Johannesburg to assist with the creation of our assortments. We've been working with some of these factories for over 25 years. First with our fashion ranges and now our homeware assortment. These factories form an integral part of our evolution structure. We have a beautiful store in the watershed at the waterfront in Cape Town. We are sharing this space with 3 other creatives. The store is called The Collective. Ludwig, our store manager, and his team ensures that our products are represented as an inspiring assortment. A huge thank you to Sandy for sharing the Begrave narrative with us.
It's really great to see something old being reappropriated into new design. Amanda has an eye for beauty and a drive to make her dreams a reality. Still to come on Raptor Farm, we check in on the second installment of the UJ Father Fine Arts exhibition. Raptor Mike takes us on a cycle ride in the 947 Cycle Challenge, and Sugar Rush wraps up our show with some more original music. Don't go away. Welcome back, you're watching Raptor Farm. Instagram is a place to be if you want to see how we put together this awesome production, and we give you an insight on the behind the scenes that happen here. So get following using the handle @Raptor Farm. Next up, we're back at FADA for the second installment of the UJ 4th Year Fine Arts Student Exhibition. Raptor Shivi takes us on an in-depth insight into the context of the amazing artworks that these students produce.
On the 9th of November, the second part of the exhibition, Intersection, was held at the University of Johannesburg in the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture. This exhibition showcased artworks of the 4th year visual art students from the university.
Well, my artworks actually are family members. So I deal with history and memory and how memory denotes identity and culture and heritage and how that all makes me who I am today. And so what I did is my family migrated from Madeira, Portugal to South Africa. And I deal with the idea of loss of identity and memory as a South African citizen and a Portuguese citizen. So all my photographs that I've done is different generations. So it starts with my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and then me. And I've damaged all the paintings in specific ways just to show that each one came with its own memory and came to South Africa with its own identity, which informs who I am today. So far I'm exhibiting works in other places, and yeah, I'm hope to be a famous artist one day, I guess.
So my art is a part drawing, part sculpture. So I made sculptures out of the drawings. I use pen drawings and I can get some very fine detail out of them, which just takes a very long time to do. And to give a bit of a sculptural quality to the drawings, just to give that extra dimension that makes them more interesting, I mount them on laser cut pieces of wood or perspex. Because the drawings are no longer restricted to a single surface, I can move them away from the surface and they can interact with each other separately. Well, it is an art narrative, it is a story. I love making stories. And the story that I've done here is basically how I view Johannesburg, or how I view the city. So this is just from my point of view. Ultimately, I'm fascinated as to why people do things, why social structures work in different ways, and I'm really enjoying it.
Alvernia Morgan's works deal with addiction. Having experience with substance abuse and self-mutilation, she wanted to help others as she found her work to be therapeutic. Her concept links to The Ugly Duckling because the story focuses on issues of isolation and self-loathing.
My work is about the effect of cosmetic surgery on embodiment. The title of a series of my work is called Disembodied, dis being spelled D-Y-S. That's a Greek prefix for meaning bad or abnormal, typically used in medical terms, so for example, body dysmorphia. So I've used a play on words to really encapsulate what my work is and the fact that my oil paintings are about the effect and disruption on identity and embodiment.
Art is more than just creating something beautiful. It's about expressing something deeper, and these guys certainly know how to do that. Well done to the students, and Shivi, thank you so much for bringing this insightful piece of art. Now, guys, don't forget to follow us on Twitter using the handles on your screens right now, where you have an insight on everything going on at Raptor Farm. Raptor Mike was back on his bike this weekend and he took part in the 947 Cycle Challenge. This event keeps growing as cycling becomes more and more popular. Let's see how Raptor Mike got on.
On Sunday the 15th of November, 33,000 cyclists took to the streets of Johannesburg for the 2015 edition of the 947 Cycle Challenge. This ever-growing race has become one of the highlights on the cycling calendar in Gauteng, and despite the prediction of high temperatures, the riders were positive at the start of the race. Many riders suffered from punctures at the start due to the safety pins from the shirt numbers coming off in the wind. Although this caused frustration, the affected riders persevered. Many riders were riding for a purpose, participating to raise funds for charity. Due to the sweltering temperatures, riders took full advantage of the hydration points.
So far so good. It's quite nice on the road. All good, Edna's struggling a bit, but we'll get there.
The race was won by 18-year-old Stefan de Boot from Team MTN Quebec, who was followed by teammate Clint Hendricks. The spotlight was on the women's race this year. It has been granted the International Cycling Union ranking and attracted international teams to compete. South African star Ashley Moolman-Pasio took the title despite her serious fall and mechanical issues. After a tough day out, many aching and sore riders promised to be back in the saddle again for next year's Cycle Challenge. Raptor reporter Michael Wright.
Well done to every single one of you coming across the finish line here today. Hope you guys had a great ride and you're looking absolutely marvelous. Those big smiles are inspirational to say the least.
Well done, Mike. 2 races in 2 weekends. Those are some levels of fitness right there. Guys, don't forget to go on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. We have a dedicated channel filled with all this content for you to enjoy. And you can actually tell us anything that you want to see on Raptor Farm. Next up is Sugar Rushed, and you know what that means. More music made by some really awesome artists and producers. I'm sure this truly makes the muscle in all of us come alive. Take it away, guys.
Everything here is unscripted and unrehearsed. Real people making real music. This is Sugar Rushed.
Hello? Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Thanks,
You
Penny.
too.
Have a seat. How are you doing?
I'm fine, you?
So you came a long way to get here, huh?
Yeah.
How long?
From PE.
All the way from PE? Yeah. Well, I'm very glad you did it. So please stay a while. Don't run away before we're done with you, okay? First of all, did Penny help you with the forms that you had to sign?
Yes, she did.
Okay, so that's all done.
Yeah.
Great. So now we're going to start the whole process of we have to have a big fat chat, me and you, about what I foresee the song becoming.
Okay.
And what we could do with it, what you hear in your head, maybe like you hear more than just the piano, maybe, but we'll talk about that. And then we'll take it from there. Okay, cool. Are you up for it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. It doesn't have a title yet, right?
Okay.
If you let me take this ride, promise you'll be satisfied. I will give you everything you need. If you walk hand in hand with me, to unfold all things to see. If you need me, I'll be there.
Bushla came in today for a photo shoot, and she snuck her way into my studio with this huge guitar and whipped it out and started playing music that I had never thought she would be making. She's actually a country R&B musician, and she started jamming, which led us to possibly brainstorming, and the idea popped into my head that I would really love to work with her in the future on one of her tracks.
Standing there, anywhere, can you hear me call your name? Tell me, do you feel the same? Haven't met yet, but I bet you're great. I know it's weird, but we great. Oh, something.
Damn!
Something like
You
that.
just went straight, like you went into a zone there for...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can talk about that. I think for now, I want you to actually play a bit of the song for me, because I need to, if I'm gonna produce a song, then I need to start building the song from scratch, and we're gonna record it beautifully. Okay. Whatever it is, even if it's just voice and guitar, or maybe voice and piano, it's still gonna sound exquisite. So we're gonna do it totally properly. And for me to do that, I kind of need to know what it is.
The chord.
So don't you want to play it for me?
Okay.
It's called How, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire away, I'm going to make
I need
notes.
to sing it first?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Meeting Laura in real life was kind of funny because her video was honestly not great. Like, she looked scary, she was wearing too much eyeliner, it was dark. Everyone was like, what? We can't even tell what she looks like. But you know, her talent shone through, and you know, with her in the studio today, I saw what I heard and not what I saw in the video. And that's a sweet, simple girl with a beautiful song that's just great in its simplicity.
I think we should I feel some of the stuff that you played for me. Emotionally, I connect with it, and I think
We should work on it.
as a starting point, if we could, you know, just continue on that
Yeah, that
and
would be
possibly
nice.
work on something, or something evolves from it.
That would be very nice, because, you know, I just start off with a project or whatever, a song, and to have it finally, you know, become something,
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Laura's so cute because, you know, I'm not sure how much musical experience she actually has. A couple of times we're like looking at each other, she's in the booth and I'm here and I'm going, what are you talking about? and then at some point we like find each other again, and then we realize we're actually on the same page musically, but she doesn't have the terminology to explain to me where we are in the song or what she's about to do or what she wants to do. So it's kind of amazing that, you know, we're not talking the same language, but we are speaking music. Nice, that is so cute. Okay, I think we're done. Let's come and listen to it. It's nice, right?
It is. It's the best.
I'm glad you like it. Let's hear a bit of it. So this is from the beginning, or well, from the first verse.
How can something so wrong feel so right? If because of this your love ever fades.
Guys, I am so ready for the weekend. I mean, I'm even looking for my dancing shoes right now because Sugar Rush always puts me in the mood for dancing the night away. Unfortunately, it's time for me to go, but guys, don't despair. You can catch us online anytime. Our website is www.raptorfarm.com, and that's where you can find more stories, follow any of our Raptors, and learn more about creating and uploading your own original content. Remember, you can even use your smartphone to generate this material, so get shooting, guys and girls. Thank you so much for watching Raptor Farm. Until next week, same time, same place, goodbye.